Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. As the situation currently stands, it looks as if the situation with Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets has gone from bad to worse, right? It has gone from bad to worse, and it seems to me that relationship has completely deteriorated. Now, the funniest thing is, just a week ago, we produced a video on our channel, and it was called, Are the Brooklyn Nets in Risk of Becoming the Most Disappointing Team of All Time? In that video, I voiced some serious concerns that I had for this team. I said in the video, and I'm going to reiterate the points that I made in that video right now. I said that I thought that the Nets were the best team in the NBA. I said if they were fully healthy and they had all of their horses and they were, motivated, I just didn't see any team being able to beat them. That includes the Lakers, that includes the Milwaukee Bucks, that includes the Clippers. I don't care who you bring. I just didn't see a team out there having enough firepower to be able to stay with that team, right? We saw what they were able to do when Kevin Durant was missing a lot of games last season and it was just Kyrie Irving and James Harden. So for God's sakes, what do you think is going to happen when all three of these guys are playing and they've played more than 15, 20 games together? I think last season all they played was seven games together. So to me, I just didn't see any team being able to stop them. However, I thought that they would be able to stop themselves because I felt that whatever issue they would have would be something that would be self-inflicted and that thing could potentially derail their championship hopes. This is what I said. And just a week later, here we are. So what I want to do for you guys, I want to read an article from CBS Sports where they basically broke the news yesterday, and also we'll probably play some of the remarks that Sean Mark, the president, I think GM of the Brooklyn Nets, some of the comments that he made yesterday to the media. So before we go too far, let me just get into it here. So the headline says, Nets say Kyrie Irving won't play until he's a full participant. Nix the idea of exclusively playing role games. The article continues. The Brooklyn Nets have made a major decision regarding Kyrie Irving's status for the 2021-2022 season. On Tuesday, the team announced that Irving won't be allowed to serve as a part-time player and thus won't be permitted to practice with the team or play in role games until he's a full participant, quote unquote, and eligible to play in home games. The general manager continued. He said, given the evolving nature of the situation and after thorough deliberation, we have decided Kyrie Irving will not play or practice with the team until he is eligible to be a full participant. Kyrie has made a personal choice and will respect his individual right to choose. Currently, the choice restricts his ability to be a full-time member of the team, and we will not permit any member of our team to participate with part-time availability. Now, after some of the things that he said, I want to give you guys my thoughts. Here are my thoughts about the situation. First of all, I think the Brooklyn Nets should have done this a long time ago. They should have done this a long time ago. What I think they were ultimately doing was delaying the inevitable. What's the inevitable? The inevitable is this. New York is not going to change its policy. And they're damn sure not going to change it for one person, right? They weren't going to change their policy. So given the fact that that wasn't going to change, and the NBA most likely was not going to change their policy on being pro players being vaccinated, I didn't understand why they were giving all of this leg room to Kyrie Irving. Essentially, what they should have done is told him, Kyrie, make a decision. Either you get vaccinated or you don't. Ladies and gentlemen, it is literally that simple. Kyrie Irving, from what I've read earlier today from his camp, Kyrie Irving says that he believes this is bigger than basketball and he most likely will not get vaccinated. So if Kyrie Irving does not want to get vaccinated, he should simply say, I won't be vaccinated whatsoever. That way, the organization is 100% clear on where Kyrie Irving stands, and they can make a decision for themselves based on the information that Kyrie Irving is given to them. That's what they should have done. And I've read some of the comments that some people have said that, listen, Kyrie has made a decision, right? He's made a decision. He's being forced. Listen, Kyrie Irving is not being forced to do a bloody thing. The NBA is a league. Kyrie Irving plays within the league. Kyrie Irving is not the league. He's not basketball. Some people, and the thing that annoys me with some people is this, they make excuses for people that they like that they themselves will not be able to get that same benefit of the doubt. How can you make an excuse for somebody just because you like him or just because he plays for your team, but in reality, you would never be given that same benefit of the doubt, but yet you want to make that exception for that other person? It makes no sense to me. Okay, Kyrie Irving does not own the NBA. The NBA has said, this is our policy. Therefore, Kyrie Irving must react to their policy. He's not the owner of the NBA. There's not one player that owns the NBA. Given the fact that the NBA has decided to make a stance, Kyrie Irving is now left up to him to react to the decision that they're making. It is literally that simple. If all airlines in the world said you must be vaccinated in order to step foot on an airline, just because Joe or Harris or whoever it is feels as if that's wrong, they're not going to change their policy for you. It's up to you now at that point to say, okay, listen, I'm either going to fly or not fly. It is literally that simple. And what the Nets have done is that they've shortened it. They've just said, you know what? We're cutting the umbilical cord and we're going to make a decision. And now Kyrie Irving has to make a decision, which is something that I said he should have done in the first place. We did a poll yesterday on our channel where we asked some questions about, is it Kyrie Irving with the situation with LeBron, Boston, and now with the Nets, or some of these other things? The point I was trying to make in that poll is this. Regardless of the situation, Kyrie finds himself always in some drama. This is the third team in a row that has been in drama. The first situation was, okay, LeBron was planning on leaving LA. Kyrie didn't want to be a part of it. So number one. Number two, that was fine. Number two, there was the situation in Boston. There was that. Now here we are with the Nets. What's the common denominator in all of this? What is the common denominator in all of this? It's Kyrie Irving. I'm not here to attack Kyrie. However, don't think for 1 second I'm going to not say what I think because maybe you disagree. That's not going to happen. I just don't like the fact that it got to this point. I said earlier, I recommended that KD should just walked up to Kyrie, since he's his friend, and tell him straight up to his face, Kyrie, you got to make a decision, man. You got to make a decision. If you don't want to play, nobody's going to hold it against you. Don't play. Don't play. But the thing of being part-time and all that's absurd. When in the history of the world have you ever heard that a team would accept a player being with them half of the time? Why would they do that? The question is this: why should they do that? Why should they do that? What is the reason that a team should do that? What's the reason? Apart from the fact that they should just make an exception for you, for what? Why? Why would they make an exception for you that no other player in the NBA is going to get that same exception? Why would they do it for you? And no one is giving me a good enough reason. People are talking about, oh, you support him. Good. If you support him, he doesn't want to get. No, but that is 100% is right. But what I do agree with the Nets is you're making a decision. And they've decided, listen, this is a scenario. Either you want to do it or you don't. It's that simple. Literally, people are feeling like, oh, you shouldn't be saying this. I'm saying this and this. I really don't care at this point. I really don't care. I understand that, he has a stance. Me too. I have my stance. Everybody has their stance. But at the same time, listen, you live in reality. You got to make a decision. You're not going to be stuck in a time chamber. Time won't move. And therefore, you don't want to make a decision. The Nets got fed up. They're like, listen, what's this guy going to do? Since he's not going to be forthright, we're going to make the decision for him. And that's the situation that he finds himself in. And I don't see the situation getting any better, to be quite honest with you. And I think the Nets should just move on. Just move on. Just act like as if he's not going to be there and move on. It literally is that simple. I said it in the other video and I'm going to say it now. Kyrie should just simply retire. He just simply retire, because this is the league you're playing in. They're doing something, or they put out some requirements that you don't agree with. If you don't need their money, why are you there? Why are you there? Now, if you want to participate, I have my talent and all of these things, then my friend, you got to make a sacrifice. The world is not going to bend to you. This is not The Secret. This is not some Jedi mind trick we're doing here. The world is real and realities exist. They're not going to bend for you. If you want to make a stand and have a bigger social message you want to put out there, then who's stopping you? Put it out there. But the NBA is saying this is what they want to do. I respect the NBA for taking a position. Regardless of whether or not I agree with it or not is irrelevant. My point is, make a decision, and they've made their decision, and now Kyrie has to make his decision. I don't think he's going to be vaccinated, and I don't think he's ever going to play with the Brooklyn Nets, ever. I don't see it happening. Because if it was going to happen, it would have been happened. And the worst thing could be is that if he ends up getting the vaccine 6 months from now, we're going to be sitting here asking ourselves, what was this all about? What was this all about? And I think his teammates have had enough of it. Definitely a lot of, and soon the Brooklyn Nets fans are going to get tired of it. Some people are making this, it has nothing to do with politics. It's about making a bloody decision. And that's what I'm saying. So these are my thoughts and opinions. Obviously, who's going to disagree? That is perfectly your business. I'm just going to say what I think, and I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you to try to, pander to whatever people think. I'm not doing any of that. This is what I think wholeheartedly. So whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.